So today we'll be discussing Liv Morgan's big rejected idea, Braun Strowman's injury cover-up, and more. Before we start things off, make sure you drop a like and hit that subscribe button with all notifications turned on so you won't miss anything new. Let's really dive into this Liv Morgan story because there's a lot of information coming from Liv that we haven't heard before. Liv Morgan's WWE Network special, Liv Forever, premiered this past weekend. And Liv had a huge interview with Fox Sports to advertise the premiere. Not only did Liv talk about the network special, she also revealed something that happened last year that ended up being canceled. So we're going to take a look at what Liv Morgan had to say and then we'll break it all down. First thing Liv talked about was the format of the documentary. This network special was a whole new format for the WWE Network that followed Liv's entire life. So that was a really great touch there and made it even more unique. You have recreations of Liv's childhood, with Liv being the narrator. We really haven't seen anything like that before on the WWE Network. This documentary took 18 months to complete. Liv had this to say: "I'd just gotten broken up from the Riot Squad in the Superstar shakeup. I got moved to SmackDown. So we knew that I was going to have a couple of weeks before I got put into the mix. We just thought we were going to document my weeks leading up to my debut. Then 2 weeks turned into 4 weeks, and 4 weeks turned into 6 weeks. And before we knew it, I think I debuted like 13 weeks later, maybe. Then we just kept having all these twists and turns that kept happening, so we kept the cameras rolling. But no, this was not the anticipated result, to have a full-blown documentary. But I'm so grateful that's what it ended up becoming." So it looks like they were just rolling the camera on Liv with no clear idea of what they were doing. But somehow along the way, they figured out what they wanted to do with all this footage. Liv was asked about her accomplishments and how it felt to achieve her goal so fast and get signed with WWE at 19 years old. She had this to say: "It could have gone either way. It could have gone tragically for me after that, or what could have happened is what happened. I'm happy that what happened is I get to live the life that I'm currently living, but there was definitely a testy time period where my life could have gone either direction." Also featured in the documentary was Liv's 2019 absence, where she disappeared and was teasing a dark character that got all of Bray Wyatt and Firefly Funhouse theories going. Liv explained what was happening and the new character that she originally pitched to WWE. "I basically wanted to use the experiences I've gone through, the struggles of my childhood, and kind of use that character that I was trying to create as an outlet to express the darker feelings that I was feeling, the more sad emotions that I was feeling. So I wanted to use this character as an outlet to express maybe suppressed emotions, you know? I just wanted to use this character as an outlet to show an opposite spectrum of Liv, you know? But I'm very happy and bubbly, and I just wanted the pitch for it to come on the opposite spectrum of that." Ryan Satin continued to stay on the topic of all those 2019 teasers and questioned Liv about the one clip of her sitting in the rain, which was one of Liv's first viral teasers that had everyone talking back then. He had this to say to Liv: "There was one video specifically where you were sitting in a driveway crying in the rain or something like that. I remember thinking I was interested in seeing where you take that. So I hope you do get to explore it again one day." Liv responded by saying, "I'm going to have a long career here, Mr. Ryan Satin, so I don't think anything is counted out. I'll be able to do it all and touch on it all. Whenever it's supposed to happen, it'll happen." So let's stop right there and break that part down before we continue. Just another example of how WWE superstars can be more creative than WWE's actual creative team. You look at the outcome options for Liv Morgan's character, and you can decide which one sounds better. Is it Liv's idea of taking her entire WWE career and troubled childhood and using it as the reasoning why her character turns completely dark? Or do you prefer WWE's idea and what they did of having Liv return as a last-second surprise to confess her love to Lana during a wedding? There's a big difference between those two options and character directions. One of them, which is Liv's idea, is a rich quality change for the character that really had so much potential to get even deeper. Liv wanted to take her own personal troubled childhood and use it as inspiration for this very dark character the complete opposite of what we always saw with the Liv Morgan character. Then you had the cheap idea, which was WWE's idea, of just having this cheap shock value return that did nothing for Liv Morgan's overall character. This is part of the issue with WWE. If you give the superstars a bit more control over their direction and their characters, I bet we would start to see some more and more quality developed characters and ideas, such as Bray Wyatt, who has more control over his character than most others. But if WWE just continues to reject the superstars' pitch ideas, just like they did with all of Liv's ideas, then we're really not going anywhere and make any progress with the characters. WWE had nothing to do with the hype around Liv Morgan's return. She created that hype herself, using her own creativity on social media. So imagine if you just allow her to bring some of that creativity to her on-screen WWE character, who knows how successful that would have been. If they just accepted her pitch, Liv Morgan really could have blown up and be similar to what we're seeing right now with the Alexa Bliss character. Just this dark, twisted character that you can't save at all. All those previous life experiences really could have turned Liv Morgan into a monster, and that could have been something special to see. It's already 100 times better than what we actually got from Liv Morgan this year. Liv's usage in 2020 and her return in that wedding still bothers me because WWE found a way to ruin all the hype that she was building for her return. They ruined it with one single segment, which is really unfortunate. Everyone wanted to see more things, like that clip of her crying in the rain. Like Ryan said, that was the most intriguing thing, and everyone wanted to know where that was going. But Liv did seem hopeful that she'll be able to revisit her pitch character down the line in her long career. So don't lose hope yet, there's still a chance for us to see that disturbed Liv Morgan down the line. So there's been nothing but confusion surrounding Braun Strowman's status. Strowman was all over the reports last week as Drew McIntyre's next possible opponent at WWE TLC. But then we had the big moment of Strowman getting suspended. Then word started going around that the suspension was actually covering up an injury. So it was nothing but mass confusion everywhere. Reports claim that there is some backstage chaos around his whole concept of covering up injuries, and it's sort of true. If every single sport they have an injury report that clearly labels whatever injury a specific player has, but in WWE, we only get an injury update from time to time. If it's something big where a champion has to give up the title, then they'll announce the injury, but there's a lot of other times where WWE won't even mention a word about someone's injury, and it kind of leaves everyone wondering what's going on. That's what seems to be going on here right now. No one knows Strowman's status and his health update. Is it just a storyline? Is he hurt for real? No one knows. That's the big con on WWE not really providing actual injury updates. So we'll have to see what continues to unfold with Strowman's story. What are your thoughts on today's wrestling news with Liv Morgan and Braun Strowman? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.